Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We are not going to have Jordy today, unfortunately. He's still feeling pretty sick. He'll be better soon. It's nothing too crazy. He's just got a pretty bad cold, and his voice is kind of a mess right now. So I told him I'd just run it solo today. So we hope he gets better. We hope he gets back soon. We'll definitely miss him for these picks. But we're going to be talking about the NFL slate on Monday Night Football. We've got two games tonight. I don't know why the NFL wants to play them at the exact same time. It would be, I think, more fun if we had them staggered a little bit, but we've got two games going at the same time. We also have NBA tonight, so we are excited to mix and match these plays with some NBA plays. We had a lot of good fortune last Monday when we did this, so we're hoping for another sweep. We're hoping to make some cash tonight. Everyone would love to bounce back. If you've never tried Prizepicks, though, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. It's just the code right there under the Backdoor FS handle. And yeah, they'll match it regardless of how much you put on. If you throw on 25, they'll give you 50. If you go all the way up to 100, they'll give you 200 to play with. Just use that code. They'll hook you up with that deal. And then if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We run several different types of shows. We've got like late night shows where we try to catch value picks early before they get bumped. We also have a daily show, which is what this is, and it's typically two of us running this. But yeah, just make sure you're subscribed. We've got all sorts of content we're working on. We're going to be dropping some new content soon here as well. But yeah, you'll be notified as soon as we drop our videos. All right, so let's get into the picks. So to get us started, I'm going to be going with a receiving yards prop. And I like, I believe I'm saying his name right, Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks, not Dontavius, my bad, bro. Dontavian Wicks. I like this guy. He's a rookie. I've been really excited about all of the receivers that the Packers have drafted. I grabbed Jaden Reed in like every fantasy football league that I could, especially Dynasty. I'm so happy I got him in Dynasty. He's going to be great. And so is this Dontavian Wicks, wide receiver. I like him to go over 35.5 tonight. This is like a 50-50 shot, but he's hit this in 4 out of his last 5 games, and we don't have any Watson tonight. So I expect him and Reed to get plenty of looks tonight, and even with Watson in, he's been hitting this. So I like him to go over. They have this around a -120, but the line that most sports books have it at is at 37.5, and they're still kind of are in that range of like the 50-50 to -120. But we have it on Prizepicks at 35.5. So I'm going to be taking that for over. And if we take a look here at what he's been doing in those last 5 games where he's hit it 4 out of 5 times, he's averaging 3 receptions per game. Just over 4 targets per game, but he's hauling off just on like about 52.5 receiving yards per game on just those 3 receptions. So I like him to go over 35.5 tonight. And if we take a look at what the Giants are allowing to wide receivers, the Giants defense has gotten better. If they could just get their offense together, it's probably a little too late in the season, but their defense has been putting it together. So it is a decent defense, but they're still allowing 21.42, so just around 21.5 targets per game to wide receivers and 14 receptions per game. So with Watson out, I like him to be able to go over this. They're on average allowing around 177 yards per game to wide receivers, so pretty good. But I do like his chances of going over just 35.5 yards there. So that's going to be our first play. And then my next play is going to be Jordan Love, who ironically enough, I think that this was one of the last week on Monday night, I could be wrong, but I think the night that we had our good fortune, it was the Packers playing on Monday night, but could be wrong about that. Maybe it was Sunday night. I don't remember, but I just remember our good night. I think the Packers were involved. But anyways, that's not that important. So we're going to be going to Jordan Love's pass completions. I like him to go for at least 21 completions tonight. He's also done this in 4 out of his last 5 games. he's been really putting it together. This is a really fun young offense. I really love what they're doing in Green Bay with this whole team. I like him to go over. And if we take a look at Jordan Love, over his last 5 games, he's averaging 23 completions per game on 34.8 attempts per game. So I like him to that's not too high for him to just complete 21 passes tonight. So I'm feeling good about him going over here. If we look at what the Giants are allowing to quarterbacks all season, we're just under 34 attempts per game for 21.25 completions per game, and that's all season. So I like him to be able to go over this. And let me see, we got a minus 125 on this. So the sports books are feeling good about him going over on this as well. And my next play is going to be a rushing and receiving yards prop. And I like Tajay Spears to go over 35.5 here. He went nuts against Indiana, and I think this line's just a little too low. I'm feeling good about him going over on this. The combination of the two, it's a minus 120 on the sports books, so they're feeling good about it as well. If we look at what, close this ad. If we look at what he's done over his last 5 games, he's averaging 14.4 receiving yards per game on 3 receptions, and he's averaging about 26.2 yards per game. So I think given the nature of this game against the Dolphins, I know the Dolphins are pretty difficult defense as well sometimes, but I think that he's going to be utilized in the passing game quite a bit. I like the Dolphins to get a pretty good lead in this game. So I think that they'll have to utilize his pass catching, but I just think that this line's low enough that he could hit it. So yeah, let's take a look here. So to running backs, the Dolphins are allowing around 20 rush attempts per game for around 82 yards. And then for receiving, they're allowing like 3.5 receptions per game on like 4.5 targets for about 27 receiving yards per game. So I think that he should be able to go over this at just 35.5. They're very excited about him over there. I know Derrick Henry will get his. I'm actually hoping Derrick Henry doesn't get a ton of work tonight. I'll get into that after I finish this last pick. But all right, so my next one is actually going to be right next to him here, rushing and receiving yards as well for Devon Achane. I like him to go over this. He's kind of been in and out of injury. I wasn't expecting him to get so much work last week, and he came in and he got 17 attempts, I believe. I know that they had a pretty good lead in that game, but still, he went for 103 yards against Washington. I think he's going to be able to do it again tonight. The thing about Achane, if you've been following him, he can do this literally in 2 plays. I'm not saying he's going to in his first 2 plays, but he's got that kind of explosiveness. He's probably the fastest running back in the game right now, and they love him. So I think there's 2 things going on here. I think that they want Mostert really healthy for playoffs. So they're giving Achane more usage while they're still keeping Mostert in good shape. But I think that they're like kind of just, getting Achane his reps while they're resting Mostert, and they're trying to find that balance for their playoff run. So I like him to go over that. If we look what he's been doing over his last 5 games that he's played, we have an average of 11 attempts per game for 105.8 rushing yards alone. And then his receiving yards are around 19.4 per game, with about 2.4 receptions per game. And then if we look at the Titans here, against running backs, on average, they're getting about 23 attempts per game for about 85 rushing yards, and about 3.25 receptions per game for about 27 rushing yards. So with him leading the way tonight, I feel good about him. It might be a little bit tough, but I think that he's going to break at least one of these off and cash that for us. So these are the 4 that I'm rolling with. You know, we got Wicks over receiving yards, Jordan Love over completions, Tajay Spears over rushing and receiving yards, and Achane over rushing and receiving yards. Those are the 4 I'm running with. We definitely miss Jordy. He's got an eye for these types of plays on NFL. We hope he feels better. But you guys pray for me. In my Dynasty League that Jordy is dominating. I told you in our last video, I'm not mathematically out. Somehow I'm still hanging on by a thread, and if I can secure the win tonight, I'm in the playoffs. I've got like something like a 57 point lead on my opponent, but he has, and I have Jaden Reed left to play tonight. He has Tua, Derrick Henry, and Tyreek Hill left. So I know it's a long shot for me, but give me those good vibes. I would love to compete in the playoffs in our Dynasty League. But guys, we hope you have a great night. We hope you enjoy football and basketball. Again, don't forget to subscribe and check out our Discord. There's a link in the description of the video. We'll be in there making all sorts of slips tonight as a family, as a community. Good vibes over there. So yeah, guys, enjoy your Monday night, and we'll catch you in the next video.